Happy Monday, everyone. Our Global Alliance family. Welcome to GAP Mastermind. I'm super pumped up and excited to be here. How was everyone's weekend? Let's start off. How was everyone's weekend? Let's share some wins. Feel free to unmute yourselves, in. No wins, no wins over the weekend? Oh man, what's going on? No wins, no wins, no wins. I had two closings on Friday. Got to enjoy the weekend. I just moved from Wisconsin to Florida, so I'm here in Florida, and I've been adjusting to the weather. It is really, really hot here. That's something that I need to get used to because I have not been here through the summer. But I also heard it's hurricane season, so that's not fun. But without a doubt, let's get this party started, guys. I'm super pumped up and excited because we have someone that's an amazing soul. I actually met this individual, her and her husband, at one of the cruise events. And talking about cruise events, we have our Build at Sea cruise happening on first week of August. If you guys have not registered, you have not booked your cabins, make sure to do so. We have some room rates still available. It's going to be an amazing experience. Not only can you bring your family members, you can bring your kids, but you also get to learn and rub elbows with everyone, the who's who's of EXP, the who's who's of building a true business within real estate. So if you're looking to sharpen up with AI, whatever it is that you're looking to do within the real estate business, this is a conference that you do not want to miss. So buildatc.com is the link for that. But I met this individual at one of our cruise events, and I think it was our Global Alliance cruise that we hosted, and I was blown away. For one, her husband is amazing, but she is none other than our very own Alexis Diaz. She has been crushing it. She is the CEO of Evolve Estates. She's also a marketing queen. She is crushing it on YouTube. A little about her, just so I can pull it up and read for you guys. She actually closed 59 transactions in 2024. Right. And keep in mind, 2024. This was probably one of the toughest years ever in real estate. The last 2 years were really difficult if you were in the real estate business, and she still managed to close 59 transactions, and majority of her business came from YouTube, which is mind blowing. So if you guys are looking to sharpen up your YouTube skills, your marketing skills, this is a presentation that you do not want to miss. Alexis, the floor is yours. Take it away. I'll make sure to give you sharing access as well.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you guys for joining. I definitely am super grateful for EXP, the Alliance office, right? As Gino said, yes, I closed 59 deals in one of the hardest markets, and probably gonna we have the same trajectory this year, if not maybe just a little bit more. So just super excited. Let me start. So if you've been, it says I need to turn on you need to give me a request, please.
You're good.
So if you've been to my YouTube class in February, this is basically kind of the same thing. But this kind of gives you a chance to, from February to June, if you guys have been dabbling into, YouTube and you've made it a choice like, yes, I'm going to stick to it, then please ask me your questions at the end and we can go through some maybe challenges that you guys are facing or what if you don't know what to do. Let me share my screen. All right. So this is Lights Camera Closings, YouTube for Realtors. Oh, how do I do this? Okay. So meet your instructor, me, Alexis Diaz. I am the monarch of real estate. I believe that evolution is extremely beautiful. I started off on a team in my real estate business. I was there for 2.5 years, and that team structure was more of cold calling, right? Like you have those the leads where they're putting in their information, you're calling them, they don't know you from a hole in the wall, right? And it's kind of like, okay, you have to start building that trust that conversation if they don't hang up the phone on you, right? So I went to a class in 2023, the third week of January, and I said, oh, this is it. It was a YouTube class, and I'm that type of person when I have my mind onto something, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do it. So I locked in. And my first year, we were actually going over our numbers. My first year in doing YouTube in 2023, I closed 14 deals from YouTube. So that's not bad, it being my first year. If you guys don't know, just a little bit of on a personal note, I do have 6 kids. Vic is my husband. We have 6 kids. We have 3 biological sons, and we were foster parents. So we decided to adopt our sibling group of 3. So we have 4 boys and 2 girls. So when I hear that I'm busy and I have a lot going on, believe me, I feel that in my soul. But if I can do it, you can do it. Okay? I'm a mom of 6. You guys got it. All right. So when it comes to YouTube, right? Before we go into the structure of a video and all of that, you really have to think about who are you, right? Who are you, what you do, and why you. So what is your avatar when it comes to YouTube, right? Do you want to focus on sellers, right? If you want to focus on sellers, then your message has to be to the seller. If you want to focus on relocating clients, then your message has to be to that. Your message has to be your avatar, right? What you do, you want to tell everybody in each video what exactly you do, right? And why you. So why you, you're not going to end the videos, you're not going to explain, okay, well, you should choose me as your real estate agent. No, you're going to act as if this is why you should choose me type of thing, right? You're just dropping gems, you're giving them everything up front. So you don't necessarily have to communicate why is it that they should choose you. They're going to see it in your videos. All right. So the importance of authenticity, right? It's super important, especially when it comes to YouTube, to be authentic, to be your true authentic self, right? If you're anything else, people are going to know, people are going to feel it, right? So I'm born and raised in New York, and I just kind of have like that New York swag. If you know what a New York swag is, you know what it is, right? So I have that, how I talk. Um and I'm just me. So honestly, I attract the New Yorkers, the people from up north, right? Or even like my islanders, people from Puerto Rico, people from Dominican Republic, right? So I'm attracting the people that wants to work with me. I think somebody needs um So the evolution, right? Emphasizing continuous improvement and genuine interaction over script perfection. And what I mean by that is I don't mean that your whole entire video should be scripted, right? But if you're like me, where you start a conversation, start talking about something and you just end up in left field, that's me. I need structure, because if not, I'll start talking about everything other than what I wanted to talk about. In my videos, right? You see me, I'm dancing in my videos. If I just feel it, I do it, right? And so that's why I say that you just want to be your true authentic self. The way I was moving my hands in that video, I was just like, what am I doing? It looks like I'm a robot, right? And I just start with it, and that's how I do it. Another video where,
All of us.
huh? Oh, somebody needs.
Really?
Guys, let's go. Mute yourself.
Okay. Yeah. So another video I did where I'm about to open the door from the backyard door, right? And all of a sudden the whole knob comes out. And I'm like, "Oh wow, don't we all have a few loose screws, right?" And who can't relate to that? And it's just super funny, and people think it's hilarious. And they're like, "Oh yeah, we all do, right?" So you want to always just kind of say stuff in your video that you know people can relate to. You have to cut the noise, guys. You will attract your people. You have to be you. Everyone is not for you, and then there's enough business for everyone. And this is really, oh my gosh, because I do so many transactions and because I have so many conversations with people, don't get it twisted. Even when people call me, and they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, I love you," and all this other stuff. You know, you got me and all that. People are people, and people are always gonna do what they feel is best for themselves. Honestly, people are selfish, right? So, and especially when people don't know what it is to be an entrepreneur, right? Where we have to hustle for our business and our money and all that stuff. So there are people where they'd be like, "Oh, I love you, blah blah blah," but if I, like, let's say if I'm not available one day or something like that, they'll go ghost on me and they'll go with another real estate agent, right? Stuff like that. I've seen it where I posted this on my story the other day where I'm following an agent, and I see something in her in the person's story, and I'm like, wow, that client looks that name looks so familiar because it's not like John Doe, right? It's a unique name. So I was like, that name looks familiar. So I went into my follow-up boss and I was like, yo, let me see, because I think this is it. And long and behold, it was exactly that same person where we've been in communication and all this other stuff, but it could have just been that they had a conversation with another agent and they felt more aligned, or that person was more available than I was, okay? So don't be discouraged. It is frustrating, don't get me wrong. You have to be aware of your feelings, but you have to move forward, right? Because what's the sense of being stuck in those feelings? There's so many more people out there waiting for you. Don't be afraid, guys. This is my hubby. I absolutely love him. If you guys don't know Vic, this is him. And why I put this post on, and this is my favorite story to tell everyone, is that almost 16 years ago, I slid into the DMs, right? I was on Facebook and I saw his profile pic and I was like, oh, I was like, he looks good, right? And so I sent him a DM and I was like, oh, you look kind of familiar. Mind you, I'd never seen him a day in my life, right? But that was my opening. And we 16 years later, here we are. We've built such a great life with our 6 kids, right? And this is why I have this slide on here, because don't be afraid to go after what you want. It's always going to be worth it. It's not easy, right? It's definitely not easy, but it's so worth it. All right. Now let's get into YouTube. You want a really nice banner, and the banner has to just show what you do, okay? So for example, I'm very big on branding. So I have my butterfly here, Evolve Estates, right? I even have my beautiful butterfly logo here. But it's also going to be what I do, right? So Central Florida Advisor, new construction, resale homes, and investment opportunities. So when somebody goes onto your YouTube page, you're gonna want them to know what you do, okay? So that's that. On my left side, I do new videos every week because I do post new videos every week. I started off at 1 video a week, then I went up to 2, then I went up to 3, but 3 oversaturated my channel. So now I'm back to 1 to just kind of gain the algorithm again, which I did. And now I'm about to go to 2, right? So I'm going to talk about this in a little bit, but it's super important to really know what your channel is doing, and I'll teach you how. On the right side is going to be our QR code, and it's going to have access to my calendar link. And this phone number, guys, even if you're not where you want to be on YouTube and you're just beginning, buy a Google number. If you have Follow Up Boss as a CRM, use get a phone number, or any CRM that you're currently using, have a phone number. Because I'm telling you, there's still people from my way back videos 2.5 years ago that are calling my personal number. You want them to have your office number, because what's going to happen is you're going to build a big team. And it doesn't have to be it doesn't mean it has to be a team of agents, but you have your admin, your editor, what have you, your community manager, and you want a specific person to handle that, and not the consumer calling you directly, okay? In the description, you're basically gonna just tell them who you are and what you do, okay? I've always seen way too many agents that have a whole bunch of different links on their description to go to their Instagram, their TikTok, their Facebook. You don't need them to go to anywhere but your calendar. And I'm very, very really strict on that. They don't need to go to your other social media platforms, because what is the goal? The goal is for them to call you so that you can build that relationship. You can help them buy a house or sell a house. So we just have my information here, my phone number and my email address. All right, so video blueprint. Okay, so you're gonna start off with a hook, emotional or a question, right? And so mine is just gonna vary depending on how I'm feeling, what the house is like, what's speaking to me in the house, right? And so what I've done, and this just has evolved over the years, is where I'm known on YouTube, I'm known as the Miss I Got You girl, right? And it's because in my hook, I'll be like, just as an example, hey, if you're looking for a brand new 3-bedroom, 2-bath home on an acre of land with no rear neighbors and no HOA, well then look no further, because I got you. And so the I got you part, again, I'm from New York. That's how I talk, right? And so I'm telling you, everybody who calls me, they're like, oh, you got me, or I got you, or Miss I got you, right? So you kind of want to build that tagline with people, because that's what they're going to remember. Quick introduction of yourself. So you always want to introduce yourself in every single video, because you're going to have new subscribers every video. So this is mine. And I've been using this since the very beginning. Hey, what's up, YouTube fam? If you're new to my channel, well, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Alexis Diaz, and I'm Central Florida's real estate advisor and CEO of the Evolve Estates Group. Here at the Evolve Estates Group, it is our passion to help people evolve in real estate. So we go all over Central Florida and surrounding areas to show you what Florida has to offer. We explore new construction, resale homes, investment opportunities, local restaurants, shops, and so much more. Now make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on those notifications so you don't miss our weekly videos. So I already told them what the hell I do. I go what locations I do. I do Central Florida and surrounding areas, because Ocala is the surrounding area, even though it's technically considered Central Florida. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, right? Not everybody is gonna subscribe, but the majority are. Introduction of the house or the location. So after that second intro, I do, all right, so today we are back in Ocala, Florida, specifically Marion Oaks, one of my favorite places to be, because they have an abundance of different new construction homes within everyone's price point. Today we're going to tour this brand new custom home, 3 bedrooms, 2-bath, 2-car garage, 1839 square feet, priced at $350,000. Remember, no HOA, no CDD. Make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video, and then whatever you're going to give to them at the end of the video, right? Your call to action. And then you do your home tour, and then you do your outro, which is basically your call to action. So this is our recording structure. So we do drone. I think drone is extremely important, because people want to see what's surrounding that house, right? What's in the back, how the neighbors look, what does the area look like, type of thing. So we do drone. We do our tour, which is me in the video. We do our B-roll, which is basically you are doing a whole recording of the entire house without the actual person in it, because you overlay the B-roll with the tour. So sometimes you could hear yourself talking, but you're seeing an empty shot, so that people can have an understanding of how big the house or the room is. And then you do your wrap up. So for me, I was like, okay, what's going to differentiate myself from all these other real estate agents? Because there's a lot of real estate agents in my market that are on YouTube. And so I came up with Monarch School of Real Estate. So Monarch School of Real Estate is basically a breakdown, a simple breakdown of what to look forward to. So if the price of the house is $350,000, I'm talking about FHA. I'm talking about it's primarily for first-time home buyers. However, if you purchased the house in the past, you can still you can still qualify it, right? You have to think about when people are like, people don't know that. If they hear first time home buyers, oh, I owned the house in the past, right? But if they owned the house 10 years ago and they haven't owned the house within the last 3 years, they can still qualify because they're considered a first time home buyer. But people don't know that. And what happens is that we expect that people know this stuff, but they really don't. So you have to really educate them. So I talk about a down payment. I talk about what are closing costs. When you add the down payment to the closing cost, it equals your cash to close. What's the estimated homeowner's insurance, the estimated taxes, things like that, right? Because people always want to have an idea of what to look forward to. So that's how I separated myself from others in my market. Ooh, wait, hold on. All right, so video blueprint, guys, it's super simple. Your iPhone or your Samsung, a drone, and a microphone. Microphones cost $10 to $20 on Amazon. The drone, you can find it for maybe $150, and your phone, you already have a phone, right? So when we started off, we didn't have money, and there was no money to buy camera equipment or anything like that. So we just used our phones. We used the gimbal just to have some steadiness, even though if you go back to my page and you see my first few videos, the videos are shaking, right? And I'm just like, it's okay, because you have to start somewhere, you know, analysis paralysis, you get the perfection and all that other stuff. No, you just got to start and do it, because you're going to evolve and you're going to get better. You're going to get better in front of the camera. You're going to want to just speak to your audience. All right, so the editing process, man, this was the hardest part, I think, out of everything for me, was the editing process. I like kicked and screamed because Victor was like, absolutely not. I'm not trying to edit nothing so that you can scream at me because you want this way, but you can't communicate what you want. I'm not going to be in the crossfire. So I went on iMovie. It took me probably like freaking 8 to 12 hours to edit my first video. And I'm glad I did it, because now I'm able to communicate with my editor. Hey, this is what I'm thinking. I could speak their language, right? So editing journey, the art of storytelling through video editing. Why self-editing is crucial, I just told you, because you want to be able to have a productive conversation with an editor. So I started off editing my own videos. Now, once the deals started rolling in, I was like, okay, I don't want to edit no more. I don't have time to edit no more. So I've went through a few editors before I found the one, and he's been with me going on 2 years. So we're actually whoever is interested in YouTube and needs an editor, you can just reach out to me, and I have where my editor has trained other editors to edit, right? Especially real estate videos. So software recommendations, I started off with the iMovie, and then I went to Final Cut Pro. And then when I went to Final Cut Pro, I was like, this ain't for me no more. I don't got time. And then I went through a few different editors, like I said. But there's Adobe Premiere, DaVinci. There's a few other things. I think people use CapCut too. So there's YouTube University, honestly. All right. So this is extremely important, guys, when you're gonna do a video. A YouTube video, right? You have to choose the house in the area. So you need a starting point. So choose a house that's visually appealing, because if you go into a house that, let's just say, has carpet everywhere and it has laminate countertops, and you're just like, what is this, right? When the house down the block has tile all over and they have quartz countertops and they're within the same price point, go choose that house, because you're going to be more excited about that house versus this plain house that's around the same price, right? So you want to do something that gets you excited, because people are going to feel that energy in the video, okay? The pricing is enticing as well, right? Like, and that's how I started off. I started off in Ocala because the pricing is super enticing, where you can get a brand new home for less than $300,000 on half of an acre with no HOA, right? So it was very strategic of what I did was I'm gonna start in Ocala. I drive an hour and a half, and I still do that to this day, because Ocala is my bread and butter. It really is, right? I still make the most money in Ocala because I sell the most houses there. So I do what I got to do because at the end of the day, the bills don't know about location. They don't care about location. They just you need to pay your bills, right? So I do what I got to do. Um, so people love land, right? So Ocala gives you the land. Ocala gives you a half of an acre, 3 acres, what have you, right? So it's gonna be different from what you could find in Davenport. And choose a house that gets you excited. So the location, you want to know what areas surround the house, right? So how far it is from the stores, the hospitals, the restaurants, right? Because you have to really realize that you're boots on the ground. You need to express, okay, hey, we're only about 10 minutes away from Walmart, right? We're only this and that, and just kind of give them a visual of how far it is. Because a lot of the times, especially like in a rural area that people think it's rural, they're probably thinking, oh my gosh, the store is probably an hour away, which is really not. It's only about 10 minutes away, depending on what store, right? I'm not drinking on the job as water, guys. Just in case. Every time I walk with this, they be like, you drinking a 40? No. All right.
Pasa la botella.
I know, right? All right, key features. Key features are extremely important, like no carpet, gourmet kitchen, covered lanai, right? Sometimes in my hook, I'll use some of the key features. Like I'll be like, oh man, guys, how do I say this? All right. Oh my gosh, I just found the perfect house with the kitchen sink by the window, and then you have the large island and things like that, right? In my hook, I just make it work for me, and then I'd be like, "Are you interested? Well, then look no further. I got you," right? So sometimes I use the key features in my hook because I know what people are looking for. My people, you always listen to what people are asking for, or even the comments. They'd be like, oh, I wish the kitchen sink was by the window. I don't like the sink in the island, right? Oh my gosh, why is there carpet, right? So if there's no carpet, I'll use that to my advantage and I'll put that in my hook, okay? All right, as I mentioned, it may get boring, right? There's times where I'm like, I'm freaking bored of this shit. Like, I'm just tired of saying the same shit all over again. I'm tired of, these houses are just not, making me excited, right? So if it comes to there's no houses that are making me excited, I might take a little break. I may take like a 2-3 week break from that location. I'll go to a different location where I see houses that excite me. So say key features about you. What happens is in YouTube is that you're literally, guys, this YouTube is not social media. YouTube is a search engine, okay? So what you're saying in your videos, YouTube is grabbing everything that you're saying. So for example, I started from the very beginning. I knew who I wanted to attract. I wanted to attract people from up north because we just vibe. I love their vibes, right? So this is what I do. And I did this from the very beginning. So one key feature about me, and this is what I do. So I'm in the kitchen, right? And I'm like, oh, you guys know that I love the kitchen islands because I'm an island girl, born and raised in Staten Island, New York. I'm half Puerto Rican and I'm half Dominican, right? But the island is the connecting piece, right? Your family, your friends, your children, y'all surrounding the island, y'all chopping it up, talking about your days and your goals and all that, right? So number one, you know how many people from Staten Island have reached out to me that I don't even know, right? So I'm telling you, YouTube is taking everything you're saying and they're pushing it out to exactly that audience that you're talking about. You know how many people I get call me from the Virgin Islands, from Puerto Rico, from Dominican Republic? I can't make this up to you. You guys can truly, truly work with the people that you want to, right? When you calling, you don't know who you getting, right? You just trying to get a transaction. You're just trying to start a relationship, right? So that's why I love YouTube. I encourage you guys to watch HGTV shows, right? Because it's gonna give you a different perspective of, okay, maybe I should record this or maybe I should do this. I like how they presented this. So for example, I was watching HGTV with my grandma and I saw that they panned over the type of flooring while they were talking about the floors and I was like, "Oh, I like that," right? Because people want to see it. They do. You know how like people want to how there's some people who like to see earwax coming out of people's ears, right? I'm one of those. I like the pimple poppers and all that. I'm there. I'm like this, right? So that's how if people are looking at houses, they want to see everything. They want to see the floors, and they want to see inside the refrigerator, and they want to see that it has soft clothes, or the kitchen cabinets have handles, right? So I'm very like, I try to show them everything. If I notice, so I'm always saying something that, so I'm always pointing out little things, right? So for example, if I see the quartz or the granite serving as windowsills, I say that because that's unique. You don't find that in most of these houses in this area within this price range, right? If I see a house that has a pot filler, I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, look at this builder showing out with this pot filler. And it's just you're separating that house from the other houses that are in the area, right? um One thing I always tell them too is that I always talk to my audience, right? So I always be like, listen, let me know what you think about the house, because you guys know that I don't take any offense. I didn't build it, right? But I want you to know what you think of. I want to know what you think about this house. At least give me two positives before you say anything negative, type of thing. All right, my evolution when it comes to thumbnails, right? So when I first started, I was following what a lot of people do, what a lot of people did on YouTube, what I saw. It was just super colorful and a whole bunch of different the graphics on the YouTube. So that's how I started right here. This is one of my first videos where the video was shaking. I was like whispering because it was an active model home, and I didn't want to be too loud and all of this other stuff. Then my middle, where this is one of my best videos yet. Still to this day, I get so many reach outs because of this house. So as you can see, it's a little bit more simple, right? Design your home, 1 acre, no HOA. And then right now, it's for the most part, we're doing it just like this, where we're not putting any words on it, unless I feel like it needs some words, right? If the house is not pretty on, if it's not like giving, oh my gosh, I want to click on it, I might put the price if it's enticing, right? So it's YouTube is still trial and error, right? You have to see what works for your channel. What works for somebody else's channel might not work for your channel. So you always have to be in your channel seeing, okay, let me try this out and let's see if it works. Now, you only want to try one thing at a time so that you can distinguish what works and what doesn't work. All right, expectations. You want to set expectations in your call. How do you want people to reach out to you? Me personally, I don't want nobody to call me. I prefer people to reach out to me via my calendar, right? So in my while I'm recording, I'm like, hey, the best way to reach out to us is, and then I give them a whole script on how to reach out to us, how they can find my calendar link, right? Because again, guys, you are literally just making this your ideal business, your ideal audience, right? Your ideal way of how you want people to reach out to you. This is just a few examples of the emails that I get, right? I'm literally generating leads in my sleep. Okay? I am. Like this is just kind of an idea of people that reach out to us, and at all sorts of the time, right? All sorts of the time of the day and all this other stuff. But this is not, I'm never doing this to glow or anything like that, right? I'm doing this so that you guys could see what is possible. If you guys could see that if I did it, you guys can do it too, right? Like I was in the same position as a lot of people, where we're cold calling and we go to the same classes, right? But I just told myself, nah, this is it. This is what I want to do, and I'm consistent. A lot of the times, especially with YouTube, agents quit too early. They quit too early because I didn't get my first lead. I started the end of January, the third week of January of 2023. I didn't close my first YouTube deal until May, right? So it still takes time, but you have to be consistent. It's very important that you're consistent. Okay, engagement with audience. Guys, this is extremely important, right? I have built such a beautiful YouTube community. I do live every Sunday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I talk about that in my videos. Like, hey guys, if you want to chop it up with me, I'm live Sunday, 5:30 p.m. Sometimes I bring lenders, sometimes I bring titles, sometimes I bring homeowners insurance. Sometimes I'm just in the kitchen cooking for my family and we're just chopping it up. There's comments where they're like, man, I feel like you are in my sala right now and we're drinking coffee, right? And that's how I want to make people feel. You know how many people have called me and be like, yo, I feel like I know you already. And I'm like, well, you do. I'm like, because what you see is what you get with me, right? Like, and again, there are people that don't like me. There are people that prefer not to work with me. There are people who are mean and they write nasty comments. I get it. I still get it. Just because I have you know, I built my business off of YouTube doesn't mean that everything is perfect. I get mean people. I get people that ghost me. I get people that go with other real estate agents. And it's okay, guys. It's okay. It happens. People are human and people are going to do whatever they feel that is best for them. But it happens to me too. There's a lot of, especially within, again, guys, I do production at a higher level, right? So I encounter so many different situations and scenarios and I'm just like, well, damn, right? Sometimes it's like it just keeps kicking me and kicking me and kicking me and then I'm like, okay, I need to just like really just kind of come zen and come back to reality and move forward, right? So I want you to know it still gets hard for me, guys. It really does. There are times where I'm just like, well, that came out of left field. I didn't see that happening, right? There's times where I've been fired where I didn't meet their expectations because I didn't know what their expectations were, right? There are times where or how Gil will say it, you're a good first date, right? And you don't follow up, or I'm human too, guys. So don't think that just because I do 59 deals last year and whatever that this doesn't, shit happens to me too still. Consistency and scheduling, as I mentioned, start off with one video per week. That's all you need. One video per week. Do it at the same day and the same time for at least, let's just say 60 days. Same day, same time. What's going to happen is that YouTube is going to let you know, they're going to give you analytics and they're going to let you know what day and time estimate, right, on when your people are on. So for me, Mondays 8 p.m. that has been since day one, and that's where I post Mondays at 8 p.m. And then now I'm gonna start posting. I'm gonna start posting to two a week now as well, and then I'm just probably gonna play with it until I feel that okay, this is where I want it to be. So this is what happens, right? YouTube likes to put you in a keep you in a box. So if you start with new home tours, right? Or just home tours, and then you want to go to you want to be in the back of a desk and record like that, those videos are not going to do as well as your home tours because your YouTube is known for home tours, okay? So that's always something to keep into consideration. When you up your videos to 2 a week, those videos are going to take time. It's going to take time to do better, okay? Optimization for YouTube, use ChatGPT. I use ChatGPT all of the time, but I don't do exactly what they say. I just kind of like reword it into how I think it should be, right? So I've seen way too many, and I think I'm gonna start doing this just to help out my fellow agents. Some titles are just way too long, like, and just way too much information that is unnecessary, and that's why those videos are not being pushed out. So you want it to be as simple as possible. Like give keywords. Think about how you would search for something, right? Your description. So for example, if I'm touring a DR Horton home, their Cali model, I'm not necessarily putting DR Horton Cali in my title, right? But I am going to put it in the description because it's going to make a difference because it is searchable, DR Horton Cali model, and you'll see a video of mine pop up. Thumbnails, as I mentioned, you just want it to be super clean. You don't need too much stuff. You don't need your picture on it. I have been testing it out whether my videos do better with my picture or not, and it doesn't do better. So sometimes I'll put my picture, but I haven't put my picture in a while, right? Because if it's not going to do better, then I don't need it. Unless I want it, then I'll put it there. Measurement of success. So understanding your performance through views, likes, shares, and subscriber growth. You want to use your analytics to kind of have an idea of what your channel is doing, okay? For example, I oversaturated my channel. I went to 3 videos per week. And I was telling Vic, I was like, yo, my views are not good and my subscriber count is not good. And I'm just like, but and Vic is like, he's Mr. Optimism. He's like, oh, you just looking too much into it. It's fine, it's fine. And I'm like, no, I'm telling you. Until then, he was like, man, I see that this is low. And I was like, haven't I been telling you that, right? So we went all the way down to 1 video per week, and man, I just like my views have like just skyrocketed, right? And then now I'm gonna start doing 2. Again, guys, this is you have to test it out. You test it out, test one thing out at a time, okay? How to get monetized on YouTube. So you have to have at least 1,000 subscriber, 4,000 watch hours in the last 12 months, or 10 million views on shorts within 90 days. Now, a lot of people are like, hey, can you post shorts too? It just depends on your channel, right? I've seen where agents post long form content and shorts and they do very well. For me, my shorts weren't doing well and it was messing up with my algorithm for my long form content, because what you have to think about is the majority of people who are watching long form content don't watch short form content. A lot of my viewers on YouTube are not on Instagram or TikTok or anything. They just like YouTube. Know your numbers. So this is dated. This is, I think, yeah, February 2024 to February 2025. I did 1.1 million views. I had almost 100,000 watch time hours. I gained 5.2 thousand subscribers, and I made 9,500 bucks. Who wouldn't want to make $9,500 on YouTube if you're gonna post a video anyways, right? So you have to think like a business owner. What am I doing with this money? I'm reinvesting this and back into my business, and this is what pays my editor, right? So it's kind of like what I pay my editor don't come out of necessarily my direct pocket, right? So you definitely have to see how you can just scale and leverage. So if anybody has any questions, I know this is a long and question and answers. This is a long a long presentation, right? There's just so much. When there's different questions I've seen wherever people are at in their business with YouTube, right? The questions I have now are not the questions I have when I first started YouTube. So if you have questions, please feel free to, I don't know how you want to do it, Gino, if they want to put it in the chat or if you want to take them off mute.
I mean, feel free to unmute yourselves, or if you want to raise your hands, that way it's much easier. But I appreciate your time, Alexis. This was amazing. I actually took some notes myself, and there's something that actually I just want to echo, because you mentioned long-term success in YouTube, right? And we know that YouTube, it's evergreen content, right? And you mentioned connecting your CRM or having some type of smart number attached to your videos, because you're still getting content or leads generated from your videos that you recorded a year ago, 2 years ago. So that is key for everyone. And when we're thinking about YouTube being your search platform, it is, and it's mind blowing to see that you're still generating business like from your past videos. Didi actually has a question here in regards to your video. So do you shoot videos with permission from the listing agent, or do you only feature EXP properties?
Oh no, I not only if I featured only EXP properties, I wouldn't be where I am, right? So I feature properties with interest, that I have interest, right? So I always ask the listing agent, hey, is it okay if I record your house? I would love to put it on my YouTube. I have over 11,000 subscribers. This is how much views I get per month. So what happens is that although I may not find a buyer for that house, I may not, right? However, what does happen is that other agents, excuse me, when people are watching my videos, and if somebody already has their real estate agent, they'll send that video to their real estate agent, right? And then the real estate agent will have a deal if that person likes the house, right? So that's okay. It's okay. it's a win-win for everybody. It's a win-win for the seller, it's a win-win for the listing agent, and it's a win-win for whoever's recording because you're gonna generate leads regardless.
It's huge. That's huge. You're using your video as a resource for them. So that's really
Exactly. And I
good.
always say that. Yeah, it's so crazy because I have this one video where it was on the market for quite some time, right? And I decided to record it. Yo, no lie, it went under contract a couple of days later after I posted it on my YouTube. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure it was my video who sold that house, right? Type of thing.
That's good. That's good. I see Maria has her hand raised. Let me bring her up on here. Maria.
Guys, hello. Alexis, thank you very much for sharing all your knowledge when it comes to YouTube. It's amazing because just yesterday I was thinking I need to do something else. I need to do something else. And I'm like, YouTube, it has to be YouTube. I need to expose myself at a larger scale, just not small videos on Instagram or TikTok or whatever. It's like YouTube, but I have no idea how to start. And your class today has been amazing. So I have a dilemma. I understand the importance of knowing exactly what is the public that you want to target, right? Who's your audience? But my dilemma is, should I do it in English or in Spanish? I do want to also attract the Hispanic community, but here in New York, I need more than just that. So I don't know if it would be too confusing to do it in English and in Spanish.
I wouldn't do both. I definitely wouldn't do English and Spanish. Honestly, I would do it in English. If you're comfortable with your English language, I would do it in English because regardless, people are going to know that you're Spanish. So the Hispanics are still going to reach out to you. I have so many, and I speak English. I speak Spanglish, right? I speak like New Yorkican. Like it's all over the place, right? You know how many people call me that are Spanish and they only speak Spanish? And then I'm like, listen, I'm going to try my best here. But so I think that you're still going to attract the people that you want to, even if you're speaking in English. The Spanish language, if you want to do it in Spanish, I just feel like you're limiting yourself, right? I think English, because people are going to know that you're Spanish. What you could do is that you could start when you're doing it in English, you could say phrases in Spanish, right? They're like the common phrases in Spanish, so people know, oh, okay, she speaks
You
Spanish
speak
and
Spanish.
things exactly.
Got it. Good. Perfect. Thank you for the tip. Okay, I'll start.
Let's
Thank
do it.
you.
Let's do it. That's
Charlie,
amazing. Great question.
Charlie said need info on editor. Yeah, we're starting Evolve Studios, where my editor is actually training editors to edit YouTube videos for real estate. So yeah, definitely reach out to me and we'll give you that info. Jasmine said, does YouTube pick up what you say in voiceovers as much as on cameras? Yeah, it's the same thing, right? It's taking what you're saying and it's pushing it out to the people that you're actually talking to in your videos. I can't make that up, seriously. The amount of people who have called me from where I'm from, Staten Island, is crazy. It's crazy, and it's because of what I say in my videos.
It's amazing. That was amazing. And guys, once again, if you guys haven't gotten your tickets for the Build at Sea conference, Alexis Diaz is one of our confirmed speakers for the cruise. So if you are looking to pick her brain, this is going to be your opportunity to do so. Charlie, I think you had a question, so feel free to unmute yourself,
I
brother.
do. I do. Alexis, what's going on, girl?
Hey, Charlie.
Hey, so quick question. You mentioned phone number. It sounds like you guys are using a G number, Google number.
We use follow-up boss number.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, because you wanna put yourself in a position where you already at where you want to be type of thing, right? So that's what I wish I would have done when I first started, where I was like, I'm gonna have a team, I'm gonna have an admin team, and we're gonna do, we're gonna have an office number and my assistant is gonna pick up my calls and all this other stuff. So that's what you have to think about. And I definitely say get a follow-up boss number if you have follow-up boss, or the or Google number.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now, and I'm kind of looking to see like what service would be a better fit. My biggest fear, I guess, would be to have a service and have this phone number on all these videos and then lose that service for whatever reason, or if that service went away, now this number's on all my videos. So
Mhm.
that's kind of the idea that I've been tossing around. And we're also thinking, within time as this continues to grow, how can I forward that phone number to other people, maybe an assistant or someone that can screen these calls and so on and so forth.
That's why I like it with your CRM, because that's how we have it set up. So my CRM, my follow-up boss number, I either can answer it or my assistant can answer it. So most likely my assistant is going to answer it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. Let me know what's up with that editing. That's something that we've kind of
absolutely.
been looking for, and it's been a little bit of a challenge trying to
I'm
let
telling
that
you, I've
go.
been there. I've been there. Yeah, I've been there. I went through so many different editors before I found mine, and yeah, we got you.
But yeah, I want to chop it up with you some more with you and Vic, man. Maybe we can, set up a time of day, take you guys out to dinner or lunch or something when you've got some time. So
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a lot farther than most of you guys on YouTube, right? And that's what you need to be around the people that you where they are where you want to be, right? And so yes, definitely I would love to chop it up and talk a little bit more, because what like I said, when you start off, you have different questions than where I am now, right? Where I am now, I have so many different questions that are just on another level, right? Because I'm dealing with things that I'm just like, holy shit, like, okay, how do you do this, right? So I'm pretty sure that I've experienced a lot of your scenario situations. So yeah.
all right, Bell, let's do it. I'm gonna reach out to either you or Vic. I got my son coming in town this week, but maybe the following week we can get something on the schedule.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, you just have to stick with it, right? I think that's the biggest thing. People give up too early, like I said before. But at the end of the day, like I do what I gotta do. I travel. I still travel to Ocala. I still travel where I need to travel because I got kids to feed and I have a team to feed too. So, all right, I have a hard stop.
That was
Um,
amazing. That was amazing. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Alexis, thank you so much for the amazing value. Make sure you guys connect over with Alexis on
oh,
Instagram. Go
um,
ahead. Go ahead.
Before I forget, oh my gosh, because this is new. I do have a, please don't follow my Evolve Estates YouTube, because I only want people on there who are really gonna watch those videos, right? So agents is you go ghost and all this other stuff, so it messes up my algorithm. But I did create a new YouTube channel. It actually just launched yesterday. I only have one video on there. It's called The Monarch Method, where Realtors Rise. So make sure you go ahead and subscribe to this channel. I'm just gonna be dropping gems every week. And yeah, stay tuned.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you everyone for tuning in. We'll make sure to send over the recording once it's locked and loaded. And Alexis, thank you so much, sis. And I'll see you at
On
somewhere
the
in Florida and then at the cruise as well. And I hope everyone has a great week and an amazing Father's Day weekend as well for those for the dads out there. So have a
Yes.
great one. Make it a great Monday.